Blue.
True love, you're the one I'm dreaming of. Your love hits me like a bug. True blue, baby, I love you. True
How nice to have you back. What? Aren't they? What a nice-looking bunch of young men.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you for coming back on the show. It's great to see you. Now, here's the thing. Congratulations on getting back together. Can I be honest with you? I didn't even know you'd broken up. The news had just reached me. It had only just arrived. How long were you apart for? You know, I know you stayed friends, but how long were you...
4 years.
4 years.
4 years, yeah.
Right, okay.
But it is our 10th year anniversary next year, so that's why we're getting back together. Kind of good time to get back to 10 years.
And what prompted the split in the first place, and then why they get back together?
Because we hated each other, now we all love each other. No, I don't know really. I just think that we just had a bit much.
It was just getting a bit too intense, wasn't it, Don?
Intense.
What, you mean because you were living out of each other's pockets, you were touring together?
Yeah, we sort of grew up together and sort of we just became in each other's pockets, weren't it? And we just sort of
didn't really have a chance to enjoy it, to be fair.
Exactly.
Well,
I think when you step back...
16.
You did enjoy quite a lot of it, though.
I enjoyed it. I had a right gig, I did.
So you were the youngster?
He was 16.
I was 16 when I joined the group, yeah.
Wow, just a
I'm
baby.
still
He was
only,
a little boy.
yeah, I'm like...
He got his mum to sign the rattle contract.
Yeah.
He's still a young boy.
Hold on, he was trying to work out how old he is now, then. Let's give him a second. He said, I was 16, I'm still 20. But you jumped in, the rescue. So you're coming up for 26, I guess, so you are
Yeah,
just
I'm 26 now, yeah.
Well, you're still just a very young man, of course.
I know.
Okay. And so how are you finding it, being back together? Is it comfortable again? Are you...
It's like if you could pick out the best moments in your life and then you could do it all over again, this is what it's like getting back together, but this time it's going to be all about...
Well, what a lovely thing to hear. So you really enjoyed it. And presumably the tensions that were there leading up to the split, they've gone now, they've dissipated.
There wasn't any tensions leading
It was a case of like, do you know what, boys, we've done this for 5 years now. We love each other, we respect each other, let's go off and do our own thing, enjoy it, and let's enjoy our sort of status, really. And
we just needed an opportunity to grow as people, individuals. Because, you know, it's like when you're in a band... Well, you may not know what it's like, but in a band...
I've been in a few very successful...
You know, you do live in each other, but you do need a bit of time to find yourself, individuality, to go off and just be an individual. And I think that's something that we really needed.
Especially if you were a kid when you started, of course, you know.
Yeah, I grew up as a teenager in the industry, and then I sort of, I don't know, it was nuts, really, growing up in the public eye. I can't really explain it. It was a bit like everything I did got kind of... I mean, I had fun, I'm not going to complain, and everything I did, what people may have read about, there weren't a lot.
There's a picture of you enjoying it as a teenager would.
It's Simon behind.
Is that Simon behind?
Honestly, I'd say that we had, like, we were so privileged to grow up and be in a group at that age, and a lot of people don't get in the industry until they're older, and I mean, coming into the industry now...
And to have hits at that age, what a great thing.
Yeah, to be, like, win 2 Brits and numerous amount of awards around the world, and now to come back into the industry with more of an insight to it, it's great to have the opportunity to come back.
Definitely.
And let me ask you, I'm sure you all did okay the first time, but which of you needed the money the most when you decided to get back together?
We knew you was going to ask that question.
One of you must have been saying, one of you must have been making the calls more regularly than the other. What about a reunion? Any chance of a reunion? Please insert another 6p. Yeah, what about I'm freezing here. What about a bloody reunion? I can't burn any more of my DVDs. OK, you just did your big comeback gig for Capital Radio. Was it fair? I suppose it's a comeback gig.
Yeah, I mean, it was wicked.
At the Emirates the Stadium. And how many people were there?
Only 55,000.
Wow, that's quite something. That must have been one of the biggest crowds, certainly in the UK. You played to, isn't it?
Yeah,
one of the biggest.
I mean, we've always been a part of you know, helping the child. It's one of our favourite charities. We did the last one at Hyde Park, and you know, we was approached by Capital to talk about it, and you know, it was just something we couldn't turn down. It was, you know, what a platform to come back at.
So what do you do? How did the day pan out in terms of, I guess you'd rehearsed already, but you're getting nearer the moment where you're going to step out in front of 50,000 people?
Yeah, I we were underneath the stage. They were doing this thing where we were going to come up on the stage. Me, being me as the boys know, had to do my I need a wee because I've just got nerves. So I'm said to the tour manager, I need a wee. So he's like, well, there's a bottle over there. So I literally, he stood there like this with his coat, and I'm stood there like that, trying to go for a wee. And they're announcing us on stage. And like, hurry up, Dunk. And I was like, I'm sorry. And then I got stage fright and couldn't do it. So that was a whole waste of a big drama.
You know, next time, if I go and see you live,
I could have taken a bottle of wee on stage with me and everything.
Yeah.
And a little sip halfway through.
It'd be great for you to come up and he'd have been holding his coat like that and you'd have just behind it. Right, there's some special effects. Yeah.
Hey!
Presumably you still do something like a dance routine, do you? Not as much as you used to.
Yeah, we do.
So you've got to get that. You've got to... And do you know the words? Can you remember all the words to your hits?
Yeah.
Who
Dunk
has the
always
most...
forgets the words.
I forget the words.
Yeah, Dunk's cool. Dunk's getting better.
Am I?
No, you are.
I did all right.
No, you did all right on the
I
summertime
nearly
thing.
forget the words, but I said to Anthony during the Lionel song, I said, what's the...
And I went past him like that.
That's right, easy.
Okay. You forgot the words to Easy, Lionel, which is...
So damn easy.
Yeah.
Nerves.
What did you think it was? Well, I'm queasy, well, I need a wee wee. Yeah. Right, and how did it come about that Lionel joined you on stage? That was presumably planned, but how did that happen? Because that's a great thing.
It was wicked, wasn't it?
It was unbelievable. I mean, we've done duets with like Sora and John and Stevie Wonder.
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
Was that your favourite?
Kim and Cool and the Gang. And basically, you know, we was like, can we do Lion and Law?
So you just put in a wish list?
Yeah. And it's kind of like, I mean, Lee's the best at it. Lee, for some known reason, he just asks for something and people say, yeah. So he was like, let's do Lionel.
Well, let's have a look. This is you guys on stage. Have you seen this footage back?
No.
Have you seen this on Formula? Okay. Here you are with Lionel, and it doesn't look for a second like you've forgotten the words. So don't worry. This is Blue. This is the big gig at the Emirates Stadium. Look at this.
Easy. Well, I'm easy like Sunday morning. I wanna be high, so high. I wanna be free to know these things I do alright. Wanna be free, free, so free. Whoa, baby. Come on. Listen.
Well, show you in there. What? Lee. So, Lee, talk us through that. You're there, Lionel's doing it, and you're going, easy, whoa. And then you seem to get a little confused.
I was like, your go, like that, and then I missed my part, and I looked at the boys, I went, ooh.
It's his face, though. To be fair, like, the first time we actually ran through it with Lionel was about half an hour before we went on. He just popped into the dressing room, and knocked on the door, and it's like Lionel wants to rehearse, and we're all just like, Lionel, yeah, come in. And there's like a piano, and he just gets down, he's like, hey, boys, and he sits at the piano, and we all just stood there like that going, It was amazing to work with him. He's such a lovely guy.
He's such a pro as well. But there's
guy.
another moment on stage I noticed, because I was looking at the footage where you seem to get a bit confused what's going on. And if you don't, I'm going to say this, you look to the other guys for like, what's going on, what am I meant to be doing? Have a look at this, see if I'm right.
Everybody now. Baby, just love me. Baby, just hold me.
See this bit here? You're definitely getting lost here. Show that bit again.
Man.
I just want to look. What's going on there? You're totally different with them, and now you look like someone. What? And he thinks, help!
Mate, 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah!
2 weeks rehearsal, I end up doing that. What an idiot.
Well, I love the bit. At one
I was
stage.
looking loads of times thinking, what the bloody hell am I supposed to be doing? And then you do that on stage. Jazz hands, keep smiling, jazz hands.
We just got to basically keep the beat again.
Yeah, you have to.
Dancing was never our strong point.
No, but you did a few more intense routines than that, though. You've toned it down quite a lot.
Well, we tried to,
Okay.
yeah.
And when you look out in the crowd there, did you see fans from before? Did you recognise faces from the old days?
Few faces, but what surprised me most, Jonathan, was when we first started, there was like young girls, you know, with their mums or whatever, and their mums obviously knew who Blue were, but the girls were like, who's that?
Yeah.
And I could see the mums going, who's that? Who are they?
Yeah.
And you could see the mum going, they're blue. They were around 5 years ago, they're blue. And these kids must have been about 6 or 7 at the time, so it's a bit mental.
And did they then turn to the 6, 7-year-old and go, yeah, that one's Daddy, that one there. That's the one. Cool. You get any of that? No, none of the kids looked a little bit like you then. There weren't any familiar faces out there. Nothing from the gene pool out there.